Ladies and gentlemen, hope is not just a feeling. It's a force that drives us forward, even when the path seems dark. It's the light that shines in our hearts during our toughest moments. When everything around us falls apart, hope holds us together. It is the belief that, despite the challenges we face, something better lies ahead. Hope empowers us to keep moving forward, to keep fighting, even when we feel like giving up. Without it, life can seem meaningless, but with it, we can endure anything. Hope is not something that comes to us effortlessly. It is something we nurture within ourselves. In the face of adversity, it becomes the core strength that allows us to survive, even thrive. It's like the quiet whisper that tells us to keep going when everything around us seems to be falling apart. It doesn't matter how tough life gets, hope is that inner spark that keeps our hearts alive. It's a reminder that the storms, no matter how fierce, do not last forever. The sun will rise again. When we find ourselves facing difficulties, the first thing that often happens is doubt. We question whether we have the strength to endure, whether we are capable of pushing through the hard times. But it is hope that answers that question. It says, yes, you can. Yes, you have the strength to keep going. Hope is the belief that, no matter how dire things may seem, there is always a way forward. It doesn't promise that the journey will be easy, but it reassures us that it is worth it. It gives us the power to move through our challenges, even when they feel overwhelming. Hope doesn't always come with immediate solutions or clear answers, but it comes with the belief that solutions exist, even if we cannot see them yet. This belief creates an energy that fuels us to keep moving. It ignites a kind of determination that pushes us to rise above the situation, no matter how impossible it seems. It gives us the courage to face our struggles head on, to show up every day and keep going, even when we can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Hope doesn't let us stay in the dark for too long. It whispers, hold on, keep going. Resilience is something that hope nurtures. In the face of hardship, we may bend, we may falter, but hope teaches us to rise again. It teaches us that we are capable of withstanding life's greatest challenges. Our capacity to bounce back from difficulty is often fueled by our ability to hold on to hope. Without hope, resilience would not exist. Hope pushes us to embrace life's ups and downs, understanding that setbacks are not the end, but rather part of the process of growth and transformation. When we have hope, we see ourselves not as victims of circumstance, but as active participants in the journey of life. Hope gives us perspective. It enables us to look beyond the current struggle and see the bigger picture. It allows us to understand that even though we may face challenges, those challenges will shape us into the people we are meant to become. Hope doesn't allow us to get stuck in the moment. It helps us see that life is fluid, ever-changing. Even when we feel like we are at a standstill, hope reminds us that things are moving, and we are moving with them. It teaches us patience, the ability to trust the process, and the understanding that everything unfolds in its own time. When hope is at the core of our being, we become more than just survivors. We become fighters, we become warriors. We do not give up easily. We know that the road ahead will have its challenges, but we face them with the strength that hope gives us. It is this strength that shapes our character, that defines who we are. Hope pushes us to grow through our struggles rather than just go through them. It turns obstacles into opportunities, showing us that every difficulty holds a lesson. The strength that hope gives us is the strength to keep going, to keep growing, and to keep believing in the possibility of a brighter future. Hope is the quiet force that keeps us alive, keeps us moving forward, and keeps us connected to the promise that better days are ahead. It is a strength that we all have within us, though sometimes it is hard to find when the weight of the world feels too heavy. But once we tap into it, we realize that hope is limitless. It is the fuel that powers us through life's challenges, and with it there is nothing we cannot endure. Hope often comes to us in the smallest, most unexpected moments. It is not always a loud, obvious force, but a gentle presence that quietly reminds us that life can still be beautiful, even in our darkest times. It is in the soft glance of a stranger who smiles at us when we are feeling invisible, or the comforting words of a friend when we feel lost. These seemingly insignificant acts are not just random occurrences. They are reminders that hope is present in the world, even when we can't see it clearly. These quiet moments of connection, of kindness, are some of the most powerful reminders of hope. Hope can be found in the simple acts of everyday life. It is in the act of waking up in the morning, even when we feel like staying in bed. It's in the resilience of getting through the day, despite the weight of the challenges we face. Sometimes hope is not grand gestures or life-changing events, but in the quiet persistence to carry on. It is in the small victories, the decision to keep going even when we don't feel like it, the courage to take one more step when the road ahead feels endless. Hope is the strength that resides in our ability to endure, to keep moving forward when it feels like everything is pulling us backward. The power of hope is often hidden in the mundane moments of life. A comforting cup of tea, a kind word, a warm embrace, these simple things remind us that there is more to life than our struggles. They remind us that we are not alone in our challenges. They remind us that we are part of something bigger, something more meaningful. Hope is often felt in these small moments of connection, where we experience the love, kindness, and support of others. It is the ability to find joy in these fleeting moments, to appreciate the beauty in the ordinary, that allows hope to thrive. In a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable, these small moments of hope act as anchors. They ground us and remind us that despite everything happening around us, there is still goodness to be found. When we experience moments of kindness or connection, it's like the world stops for just a moment and everything feels right. Hope reminds us that life is not just about surviving through the hard times, but also about finding meaning and purpose in the little things, in the quiet moments of everyday life. Hope does not demand grand gestures or miracles. It simply asks us to believe that things can get better. It teaches us that even when we are going through our toughest challenges, there are still moments of light. These moments are like the stars in a dark night sky, small, but they light up the darkness and remind us that hope is never far away. They may seem insignificant on their own, but when we look at them collectively, we realize they make up the fabric of hope itself. These moments give us the strength to keep going, the courage to face another day, and the reminder that we are never truly alone. It is easy to overlook these moments, especially when we are caught up in the whirlwind of our lives. But if we learn to pause and appreciate these small acts of kindness, we begin to understand how powerful hope truly is. Hope is not something that always shouts at us. Sometimes it is the quiet whispers in our lives that make the most impact. It's in the smile of a stranger, the gesture of love from a friend, the moments when we find ourselves laughing even though we feel like crying. These quiet reminders of hope are what help us stay grounded, reminding us that there is still beauty and goodness in the world. Hope is the quiet power that sustains us in our most difficult moments. It is in the subtle, everyday moments that we find the strength to keep moving forward, to believe that better days are ahead. These moments, though small, serve as reminders that hope is always within reach, waiting for us to notice it. And when we do, we find that hope has been with us all along, in the quiet, simple things that make life worth living. Hope is not something that comes easily to everyone, nor does it appear by chance. It requires us to actively choose it day after day, especially in the face of adversity. This active choice is what makes hope powerful. It's not a passive feeling, waiting to sweep over us when things get tough. Instead, it is a decision we make every time life challenges us. We must consciously decide to hold on to hope, to believe that better days lie ahead, even when everything around us seems bleak. It's easy to lose sight of hope when we are overwhelmed by circumstances, but it is precisely in these moments that we must make the choice to trust that hope will guide us through. Every day we face obstacles, and while these obstacles may not disappear immediately, hope enables us to look beyond them. Choosing hope means focusing on what can be rather than what is. It allows us to acknowledge the challenges in front of us, but not let them define us. Hope doesn't ignore the difficulties we face. Rather, it helps us confront them with the belief that there is something better waiting for us on the other side. It teaches us that while we cannot always control what happens to us, we can control how we respond to it. Hope empowers us to take action, to keep moving forward despite the setbacks. When we choose hope, we also choose to believe in the possibility of change. We may not always be able to see the immediate effects of our actions, but hope tells us that they matter. Every effort, no matter how small, contributes to a larger change. This belief is crucial in maintaining the momentum necessary to achieve our goals. If we lose hope, we stop acting, we stop trying, and we surrender to our circumstances. But when we hold on to hope, we find the strength to take one more step, to keep working towards our dreams, even when the outcome seems uncertain. Hope is also about trusting the process, even when the process is slow or unclear. Often we want instant results. We want to see immediate changes, and when we don't, it's easy to feel discouraged. But hope teaches us patience. It reminds us that some things take time, and that progress is not always visible in the moment. Choosing hope means trusting that our efforts are building something significant, even if we cannot see the results yet. It's like planting a seed and waiting for it to grow. You don't see the roots immediately, but you trust that they are there, working beneath the surface, preparing for the plant to eventually break through the soil. The act of choosing hope also requires vulnerability. It means opening ourselves to the possibility of disappointment. Hope is not about guaranteeing that things will turn out the way we expect, but about allowing ourselves to believe in the potential for a better future. This vulnerability can be scary, especially when past experiences have shown us that things don't always go as planned. But it's only through this vulnerability that we allow ourselves to experience the full power of hope. It's in taking that leap of faith, in believing that despite all the uncertainties, there is something worth striving for. Choosing hope also means choosing to be a positive influence on those around us. Hope is contagious. When we make the active decision to hold on to hope, we inspire others to do the same. Our energy and our belief in a better future can lift others up, especially those who may be struggling to find hope themselves. When we choose hope, we become part of a collective force for good, encouraging and supporting those around us to keep going, to keep believing, and to keep fighting for their dreams. The power of hope lies not in its promise of an easy journey, but in its ability to propel us forward even when the road ahead is difficult. It is in choosing hope every single day, through all the ups and downs, that we discover our own strength. Hope is a reminder that no matter how hard life gets, we have the power to shape our future through the choices we make. And the choice to hope is the most powerful one we can make. Hope is contagious. It spreads like wildfire, igniting the hearts of others when we least expect it. When we carry hope within ourselves, we radiate a certain energy, a sense of possibility that others can't help but catch. It's like a spark in the dark. Once it's lit, it's hard to ignore, and its warmth draws people in. Hope doesn't just lift us up, it lifts everyone around us, creating an environment where others feel encouraged to believe in themselves too. When we hold on to hope, we share it with the world, often without even realizing how far its reach can go. One of the most beautiful things about hope is that it's not confined to one person. It doesn't stop with us. When we choose hope, we naturally inspire those in our circles to find their own. A simple act of kindness or a word of encouragement can reignite someone's belief in a better tomorrow. It might seem small, but sometimes that's all it takes for someone to find the strength to keep going. Whether it's a friend who is going through a difficult time or a colleague who feels stuck in their own life, the hope we carry can be the very thing they need to spark a change. It's like a ripple effect that spreads outward, touching people we may never even realize we've helped. When we express hope, we remind others that they are not alone. We create a sense of solidarity, of shared strength. In moments of despair, when everything feels uncertain, knowing that someone else believes in a better future can be a lifeline. Hope is not just an individual experience. It's something we can share and offer to others, a source of comfort when the world feels too heavy. Sometimes all we need is the reminder that others have been through hard times and come out stronger. That shared experience becomes a source of hope, a reminder that we are not alone in our struggles. The beauty of hope lies in its ability to transcend boundaries. It's not limited by circumstances, background, or even the distance between people. Whether it's a stranger offering a kind word on the street, or a close friend supporting us during our darkest moments, hope has no limits. It crosses divides, brings people together, and helps us understand that no matter where we are in life, we all have the capacity for hope. And it is in sharing that hope that we create connections that go beyond the surface level. We tap into the shared humanity that binds us all, reminding each other that we are all capable of overcoming the challenges that life throws our way. Hope also builds resilience in those around us. When we demonstrate hope in our own lives, we teach others how to hold on to it when they need it most. It's like leading by example, showing others that it's possible to face hardship with grace and determination. The hope we express gives others the tools they need to navigate their own struggles. It's in seeing hope in action that others realize they can be hopeful too. They understand that even when things seem bleak, there is always room for light, and it is through this light that they can find the strength to keep moving forward. Hope isn't just something we give to others, it's something we offer freely without expectation. When we share our hope, we don't do it for recognition or praise. We do it because we understand how powerful it can be, how it can shift someone's perspective, help them see that there is more to life than their current struggles. We share hope because we know that it can bring transformation, not just in our own lives, but in the lives of others. It's a gift, one that we can offer freely, knowing that it will never run out, that the more we share it, the more it multiplies. Hope creates a chain of positivity. It connects people, it lifts spirits, and it motivates. Each time we share our hope, we send out a message to the world. You are not alone. Things will get better. Keep going. And when others hear that message, they carry it forward, sharing it with someone else who needs it. It's a powerful force, a force that grows stronger every time it's passed on. The more we choose hope, the more we inspire others to do the same. And in doing so, we create a world where hope is not just something we talk about, but something we live and breathe every day. Hope plays an essential role in how we face life's challenges. It acts as a guiding light in the darkest of times, reminding us that even in the face of adversity, there is always a path forward. Life is full of unexpected twists, and we can't always control what happens to us. Sometimes the hardest moments can feel like insurmountable obstacles, pushing us to the edge of despair. Yet it is hope that helps us find the strength to keep going. It is the quiet force that whispers, "There is still more to fight for." When life throws curveballs, hope encourages us to keep moving, to keep striving, and to never give up. The challenges we face in life can often feel overwhelming. Whether they are personal struggles, professional setbacks, or global crises, it's easy to feel defeated when faced with what seems like an endless wave of obstacles. Yet in these moments, hope does not deny the difficulty of the situation. Rather, it acknowledges the struggle but refuses to let it define the outcome. Hope reminds us that the current circumstances are not permanent, and that with time, patience, and effort, things can and will improve. It urges us to look beyond the struggle and see the potential for growth, healing, and transformation. Hope doesn't always come with a clear path or immediate answers. Often, it's about holding on to the belief that something better is ahead, even when the road seems unclear. It's the trust that, no matter how difficult things get, we can adapt, learn, and find a way to move forward. Life's challenges are often unpredictable, and it can be easy to feel lost when we don't have control over what is happening. But hope teaches us that we don't need to have all the answers right now. It allows us to embrace uncertainty, knowing that the future holds endless possibilities, even if we cannot see them yet. The role of hope in facing challenges is about perspective. It allows us to reframe our mindset and see obstacles not as insurmountable roadblocks, but as opportunities for growth. Each challenge we face is a chance to learn something new, to strengthen our resilience, and to deepen our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Hope helps us view setbacks as temporary and encourages us to focus on the long-term journey. It reminds us that failure is not the end of the road but a stepping stone towards success. Every difficulty can be a lesson in patience, perseverance, and determination. When faced with challenges, it's easy to become discouraged and question whether we have the strength to keep going. This is where hope becomes critical. It is the quiet, steady force that helps us keep our heads above water when we feel like we are drowning. Hope tells us that even though we might not be able to change everything right away, our actions still matter. Every small step forward counts, even if we can't see the immediate results. Hope teaches us that progress doesn't always happen in leaps and bounds. Sometimes, it's the small, consistent steps that lead to the most significant changes. In times of hardship, hope also offers us the gift of connection. When we are struggling, it is easy to feel isolated, to believe that no one else understands what we are going through. But hope connects us to others. It reminds us that there are people who care, who want to see us succeed, and who are ready to support us in our journey. Hope creates a sense of solidarity, knowing that others have faced similar challenges and have made it through. It's in these shared experiences that we find strength, knowing that we are not alone. Hope gives us the courage to ask for help when we need it, to lean on others when our own strength runs out. The power of hope is that it helps us reclaim our power in times of uncertainty. It allows us to take control of our reactions, to decide how we will face our struggles. Instead of letting the challenges dictate our mood and mindset, hope empowers us to choose how we approach them. It doesn't promise that things will always be easy, but it assures us that we have the ability to face whatever comes our way with strength and resilience. Hope teaches us that no matter what life throws at us, we have the power to endure, to rise above, and to come out stronger on the other side. Hope is the cornerstone of personal growth and change. Without it, we would remain stagnant, unable to evolve or adapt to the challenges life presents. Hope is what drives us to improve, to become better versions of ourselves, and to push beyond the limitations we once thought defined us. It is the belief that we are capable of transformation, that we have the ability to learn from our mistakes and become stronger, wiser, and more resilient with each experience. Personal growth is not just about accumulating knowledge or skills. It's about transforming our mindset, embracing new possibilities, and realizing that we are constantly capable of change. One of the most powerful aspects of hope is that it allows us to envision a future where we are not bound by our past. Hope enables us to see beyond our current circumstances and recognize the potential within ourselves to become more than we are today. Without hope, we would be trapped in the limitations of our present reality, unable to imagine a better future. Hope provides the fuel for ambition and drives us to take action toward our goals. It inspires us to believe that, despite the obstacles we face, there is always room for improvement and growth. Hope keeps us grounded in the belief that we are capable of more than we think, and that the future holds endless possibilities if we have the courage to pursue them. The connection between hope and personal growth is rooted in the fact that growth often requires us to step out of our comfort zones. Change by nature can be uncomfortable and unsettling. It challenges us to let go of old habits, outdated beliefs, and familiar patterns of thinking. Hope is the courage that allows us to take these steps into the unknown. It's the quiet voice that tells us that the discomfort we feel in the face of change is temporary and that the rewards on the other side will be worth it. Without hope, we might never take the first step toward personal transformation. Hope pushes us to embrace the discomfort of change, knowing that it is a necessary part of growth. Personal growth is also about resilience. Life is full of setbacks, failures, and moments when we feel like we've fallen short of our goals. Hope helps us navigate these challenges with grace, reminding us that failure is not the end. Instead, it is a stepping stone in our journey of growth. Hope teaches us that our mistakes do not define us and that we have the power to rise again, to learn from our experiences, and to move forward with renewed strength. Every time we fall, hope is the force that helps us get back up and try again. It gives us the determination to keep going, to keep learning, and to keep pushing forward, no matter how many times we stumble. Hope also plays a significant role in cultivating a growth mindset. It encourages us to see challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles, to embrace failure as a learning experience, and to believe that our abilities are not fixed but can be developed over time. Hope allows us to believe in the process of growth, even when the results are not immediate. It helps us trust that every effort we make, no matter how small, contributes to our overall development. This mindset of hope fosters a sense of continuous learning, where we are constantly striving to improve and evolve, not because we are dissatisfied with who we are, but because we believe in potential for greater things ahead. As we grow, we also begin to recognize the impact our growth has on the world around us. When we choose to grow, to improve, and to evolve, we become better equipped to serve others. Hope is the catalyst that drives us to be not only the best versions of ourselves, but also to positively influence the lives of others. As we embrace change and personal development, we inspire others to do the same. Hope creates a ripple effect. When we believe in our ability to grow, we help others believe in theirs. This collective growth creates a community of support, encouragement, and shared belief that anything is possible with hope, determination, and effort. Hope, in the context of personal growth, is not just about believing in the possibility of change. It is about actively engaging in the process of transformation. It is the belief that, no matter where we are in life, there is always room for improvement, and that the pursuit of growth is a lifelong journey. Hope propels us forward on this journey, giving us the strength to face the challenges of change, to learn from our mistakes, and to embrace the endless possibilities that await us. Hope is not just a passive feeling. It is a proactive force that empowers us to take action. It transforms the way we look at our circumstances, giving us the strength and determination to keep moving forward, even when we cannot see the end result. When we hold on to hope, we tap into an internal source of energy that encourages us to take the next step, even if it seems impossible. It is the motivation to act, to continue even when we feel unsure, to push through the fear of failure, and to keep going when everything around us seems to be falling apart. Hope provides us with the vision of a better future and compels us to work towards it, even when the journey is difficult. When we have hope, we approach challenges differently. Instead of seeing them as obstacles, we begin to view them as opportunities for growth. Hope shifts our perspective, allowing us to see the potential in every situation. It helps us recognize that even in the midst of struggle, there is a lesson to be learned, a chance to evolve. This shift in mindset encourages us to face difficulties head on, not as something to avoid, but as something to be overcome. Hope gives us the courage to step into the unknown, to face discomfort, and to push through challenges that would otherwise hold us back. It helps us trust that our efforts will eventually pay off even when the path forward is unclear. The act of choosing hope requires us to acknowledge that there are things beyond our control. We cannot always determine the outcome of every situation, but we can control how we respond to it. Hope allows us to respond with resilience. It teaches us that our actions, no matter how small, matter. Hope compels us to keep moving forward, even when we don't know how things will turn out. It reminds us that there is power in persistence and that every step we take, no matter how small, brings us closer to the future we desire. Hope encourages us to believe that every effort counts, even if the results are not immediately visible. It is this belief that keeps us grounded and focused on the journey, not just the destination. In moments of doubt, when it feels like we are stuck or lost, hope is the internal compass that guides us. It helps us rediscover our purpose, reignites our passion, and fuels our desire to keep going. Hope allows us to find meaning in even the most challenging of circumstances. It reminds us that the current moment is not the final chapter. There is always more to our story, and the future holds possibilities we may not yet understand. Hope is the belief that tomorrow can be better, that change is always possible, and that the efforts we make today will shape the world of tomorrow. Hope also connects us to others. When we share our hope with those around us, we inspire them to hold on to their own. It becomes a collective force, amplifying its impact and helping create a ripple effect that extends beyond ourselves. Hope fosters a sense of community, as we support and encourage one another to keep moving forward. It is in these moments of shared hope that we realize that we are not alone in our struggles, that others are fighting their own battles and, like us, are pushing forward with hope in their hearts. The ability to keep going, even when the road ahead seems uncertain, is rooted in hope. It allows us to trust that, no matter what happens, we have the strength to endure. Hope is the belief that we can create our own future, no matter what the past may look like. It inspires us to take action, to keep moving, and to embrace the challenges ahead with confidence. Hope teaches us that, while we may not control the circumstances of our lives, we do have control over how we respond to them, and it is in our response, fueled by hope, that we find the power to transform our reality. When we act with hope, we are not only changing our own lives, but also contributing to the larger world around us. Hope is a force that connects us all, a reminder that we are capable of creating positive change, no matter how small our actions may seem. It is in our collective hope that we find the strength to overcome adversity, to build a better future, and to inspire others to do the same. Hope is the foundation of our dreams, the invisible thread that connects our desires to the future. Without hope, our aspirations would feel empty, devoid of the energy that propels us forward. When we have hope, we believe that what we are working towards is possible. It creates a vision of a future filled with opportunity, a future that we actively work to shape. Hope fuels ambition, giving us the drive to pursue our goals with passion and determination. It is the belief that no matter how hard the journey is, there is always a purpose, always a reason to keep going. The connection between hope and ambition is undeniable. Ambition without hope is like a car without fuel. It may have the potential to go far, but it cannot move on its own. Hope fills that tank, giving ambition the power it needs to take off and keep moving. It is the spark that sets our dreams in motion, allowing us to see the endless possibilities before us. When we hope, we envision a future where we have achieved what we set out to do. That vision keeps us focused and motivated, especially when obstacles try to derail us. Hope becomes the reason we wake up every morning, eager to take on the challenges of the day. Hope and ambition are not just about achieving success, they are also about overcoming failure. When we face setbacks, it is easy to lose sight of our goals, to feel that our dreams are out of reach. But hope reminds us that failure is not the end. It is simply part of the process. Hope teaches us that failure is not a reflection of our abilities but a step on the path to success. It encourages us to learn from our mistakes, to rise after each fall, and to keep striving for our goals. Without hope, failure would feel like a dead end, but with it, we see failure as an opportunity to grow and try again. Hope also gives us the courage to dream big. It allows us to look beyond the immediate struggles and envision a future where our wildest dreams come true. Hope tells us that anything is possible, that there are no limits to what we can achieve. It is what drives us to take risks, to step outside our comfort zones, and to challenge ourselves to do better. Hope gives us the belief that even the most ambitious dreams are attainable. It helps us push past self-doubt and fear, reminding us that the only limits are the ones we place on ourselves. Ambition, when combined with hope, creates a powerful force. Hope keeps our ambition grounded in belief, while ambition turns hope into action. Hope encourages us to dream, but ambition gives us the determination to make those dreams a reality. Together, they form the perfect partnership, allowing us to set our sights on goals that once seemed impossible and giving us the strength to pursue them relentlessly. But ambition also requires perseverance, and that is where hope becomes indispensable. There will be moments when the road ahead seems too long, too difficult, and too uncertain. During those times, hope is the fuel that keeps our ambition burning. It whispers to us that we are capable of overcoming the hardships and that we are moving closer to our goals with every step. Hope is what allows us to take that next step when we feel like giving up, to keep pushing forward when the journey feels overwhelming. Hope also serves as a reminder that the future is worth fighting for. Even in the face of setbacks, hope encourages us to keep going, to believe in the future that we are working towards. It helps us hold onto the vision of the life we want to create and motivates us to keep taking the necessary steps to bring that vision to life. Hope teaches us that the journey is just as important as the destination, and every effort we make today will bring us closer to the future we dream of.
Sotto la luna cammino piano, con le scarpe vecchie di papà, strada parra, lo cori canta, e ti penso mentre va. Sotto la luna cammino piano, con le scarpe vecchie di papà, strada parra, lo cori canta, e ti penso mentre va. A nonna spanna i panni fuori, culo sole che struscia l'aria, o pane caldo sopra la pietra e l'odore di casa mia. Vento di casa, portami a tia, tra le mura du paese mia. Se tu mi chiami, torno con tutto, chianta un limone, ti do lo frutto. Una fontana cantante chiazza i picciri di corrono fuori, e una canzone antica balliamo con l'organetto che suona ancora. Una fontana cantante chiazza i picciri di corrono fuori, e una canzone antica balliamo con l'organetto che suona ancora. E se lontano vai non scordare Che ogni peccia cacati si può ricostruire. Lu cori mio sempre ti sapi, torna a casa che lo cielo t'abbraccia.